Good morning, students. To quote Shakespeare, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Not all of us are born intelligent, excelling in everything that we do. But if you do not give up and persist in perseverance, you will be amazed at the potential stored in each one of us. Students, keep up the good work, persevere to achieve greatness. Let's move on to today's lesson.
Good morning, students. Today we are going to study about surface chemistry. Matter around us exists in three different phases, and there is continuous exchange of matter and energy across the surface of any two phases. We are going to study the phenomenon which helps us or helps this exchange of matter and energy across the interface of phases. Now let's look at this, what is happening here. I have a trough of oil and a little bit of aqueous blue paint. The moment I dip a sponge in it, the sponge soaks up the aqueous layer. This is called as absorption. Completely taking in is called as absorption. This phenomenon we are all familiar with. But look what happens now. I take a piece of chalk and I dip it in red ink and I break it into two. What do we see? We just see a ring of color on the surface. This type of taking in of color is called as adsorption. Adsorption is absorption which takes place at the surface. It is only a superficial reaction. So this is the phenomenon that helps the exchange of energy or matter and various catalytic reactions which we use in our daily life. Now let's try to understand the new terms we are going to study. First one being adsorbent. Material on which adsorption takes place is a adsorbent. Adsorbate is a substance that is being adsorbed. So when you take the example of chalk and red ink, chalk is the adsorbent, red ink is the adsorbate. Now let's look at this. There are so many gas molecules moving around. They are the adsorbate. They go and stick to the black color substance which is the adsorbent. The next term we are going to see is interface. The surface of separation between any two phases is called as an interface. As you can see here, it is the interface surface of the catalyst where the molecules are adsorbed is called as the interface. I have another example here, liquid and oil, water and oil. The surface where the oil molecules stick to the water or in contact with the water is called as the interface. There are two types of adsorption, positive adsorption, negative adsorption. When the concentrate of the adsorbate is more on the adsorbent, then it is called as positive adsorption. When only a few molecules are adsorbed, then it is called as negative adsorption. How do I get back the adsorbed substances? The process of getting back, retrieving the adsorbed substances is called as desorption. Now let us see the characteristics of adsorption. The first one, adsorption occurs in all interfaces, whether it is solid-solid, solid-liquid or liquid-liquid. It can occur between the surface of any two interfaces. Here I have powdered charcoal which adsorbs gas, which is carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide. Next we also have gas which is absorbed in liquid and liquid is adsorbed in solid, or I can also have liquid and liquid. The second point is adsorption is a spontaneous process. What do you mean by spontaneous process? Any reaction that takes place on its own is called as spontaneous. For example, growth of a baby into an adult, or germination of seed, evaporation of water from the surface of water bodies, all these are spontaneous reaction. For any spontaneous reaction, there is a decrease in free energy. It always decreases when spontaneous reactions occur. And as this relation is called as Gibbs free energy relation, which gives us delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S, where delta H is enthalpy and S is the entropy. So as the reaction proceeds, as more and more molecules are adsorbed, the free energy gets decreases and finally it becomes zero. That means an equilibrium is attained. What do you mean by equilibrium? The adsorbent is saturated with the adsorbate. The next one or the final point is adsorption. Whenever adsorption takes place, entropy decreases. What do you mean by entropy? Entropy means randomness or disorderliness. So whenever gases or any substance is adsorbed, entropy decreases. Now let us look at this example. Here I have gas molecules distributed throughout the bulk. There is so much of disorderliness. But here, once the molecules are adsorbed, they are neatly arranged across the surface. So entropy decreases. First there were disorder or more entropy was there. Now the entropy has decreased. So whenever adsorption takes place, entropy decreases and it becomes zero. When it becomes zero, when I substitute the value in the previous equation, delta S is zero and therefore T becomes a negative value. That means temperature or heat energy is released. That means that adsorption is an exothermic process. So what all happens during adsorption? Free energy decreases, entropy decreases, but heat is released and therefore it is a exothermic reaction and it is a spontaneous process. Now let's see the types of adsorption. There are two types of adsorption. Physical adsorption, which is formed by weak forces of attraction, and chemical adsorption, which are formed by strong chemical bonds. Let's just see one example. Again, we are going to see the example of solid charcoal absorbing gases, poisonous gases. And here I have a metallic catalyst platinum, which adsorbs carbon dioxide by the actual formation of chemical bonds. Next, we shall see the difference between chemical and physical adsorption. Since I cannot have a big tableau column here, I am just putting everything down. When you learn as differences. Chemical adsorption, it is a slow process because it involves a formation of chemical bonds. It is very specific. What do I mean by specific? When I use Haber's process, for this I have to use only iron as the catalyst. For contact chamber process in the formation of sulfuric acid, I have to use vanadium pentoxide. Sometimes they use platinum. For every reaction, for hydrogenation of oils, I use nickel or platinum. I cannot interchange. I can never use nickel or platinum for Haber's process or iron for contact chamber process. Catalysts are very specific. Then it increases with increase in temperature, but when I decrease the temperature, it decreases. First it increases. Why? Initially the reaction is slow. So when I increase temperature, it absorbs the heat energy and goes to an activated complex. Then it starts decomposing to form the products. Once the products are formed, it starts decreasing. Because it involves the formation of chemical bonds, transfer of electrons takes place. Electrons are either gained or lost whenever bonds are formed. And here we see that heat is absorbed actually to form the activated complex. Therefore, the heat of adsorption is high. Moreover, in chemical adsorption, only a single layer of the adsorbate reacts with the adsorbent. And adsorption occurs in fixed sites called as active centers. So I have a metal catalyst here. There are so many metal atoms, but we can see the molecules of the gas are adsorbed only at certain points. The points or the sites where actual adsorption takes place are called as active centers. And this chemical adsorption involves the formation of an activated complex. We saw when I supply heat energy, the reactants absorb the heat, go to an activated complex, only then they decompose to give the products. Now we are going to see the characteristics of physical adsorption. It is an instantaneous process. It is not very slow. It takes place instantly. It is not specific like chemical adsorption. Here, increase in pressure increases absorption. Imagine preparing soda, aerated water, soda water, Bisleri. What happens when I want to dissolve carbon dioxide inside the liquid? I need to apply pressure. So when I apply pressure, adsorption decreases. When I decrease pressure, absorption decreases. So you can see here, as soon as the bottle is open, the gas comes out. So decrease in pressure decreases adsorption. Next, physical adsorption decreases with increase in temperature. Same bottle or any gas. Just imagine we are having a closed container where lot of coal is there and it has absorbed carbon monoxide gas. It is tightly closed. But I'm going to heat it or increase the temperature. What happens to gases when I heat? They try to expand. So immediately all the gas which was present inside the solid will be released. Or when I increase temperature, adsorption decreases. Here no bonds are formed, therefore no transfer of electron takes place. So, and the heat of adsorption is less. Previously we saw only monolayer of adsorbate is stuck. Here multi-layer, it's an instantaneous process. Many layers of the adsorbate are easily adsorbed. It occurs on all sides. It doesn't act only at the active centers or very few. Everywhere around the adsorbent it can stick. And finally, there is no concept called as activation energy. It is very instant, immediately takes place. It doesn't need heat energy. So it does not involve the complex formation at all. Next we are going to see the factors that affect adsorption. First one, nature of the adsorbent. Increase in surface area increases adsorption. For example, let me take coal as a catalyst. I can take 4 pieces of coal, but when I powder it into finely divided form, it increases surface area, more number of active centers will be created and the reaction will be quick. The next one, nature of the adsorbate. This is very important in the case of gases. Gases with high critical temperature are adsorbed to a greater extent. What do I mean by high critical temperature? That means they can be easily liquefied. So gases that can be easily liquefied are adsorbed to a greater extent than gases which are not easily liquefied. Examples, sulfur dioxide, ammonia, carbon dioxide are easily adsorbed when compared to elementary gases like oxygen, nitrogen and hydrogen. The next one, effect of pressure. We've been discussing this, so you'll be knowing. Chemical adsorption is fast with increase in pressure, but physical adsorption increases with increase in pressure. In the case of chemical adsorption, it will take place only as much as possible. What happens, supposing I want 100 molecules to be adsorbed, only 100 molecules will be adsorbed, but instead of taking 15 minutes, it may take the complete adsorption may take place in 5 minutes or so when I apply pressure in the case of chemical adsorption. But in the case of physical adsorption, the more and more pressure I apply, more gases or more substances will be adsorbed. So that is the effect of pressure. Next one, effect of, so here I have small here. Sorry children, I'm moving on to the next slide. I'll explain it. Effect of temperature. Physical adsorption decreases with increase in temperature. Just now we saw when I have a solid which has adsorbed the gases, on heating what happens? Gases expand and it comes out. It is no more adsorbed. It tries to escape from the adsorbent. But in the case of chemical adsorption, it first increases and then decreases. Why does it increase? It's very slow. It needs energy for decomposition or to form the products. So it goes to what is called as an activated complex and then it decomposes. Let's look at the adsorption isotope. This clearly explains there are two curves. This is the curve for physical absorption, this is the curve for chemical absorption. In the case of physical absorption, as I increase temperature, the amount of substance decreases, it becomes very less. But in the case of chemical absorption, as I increase temperature, it goes to an activated complex. This is the tip. It goes to the activated complex and then it decomposes. Once it decomposes, that's the end of the reaction. Therefore, adsorption decreases. So these are the factors that affect adsorption. Today we've seen about adsorption, characteristics, differences. And what else did we see? We saw the first what is absorption and adsorption. Then we saw the characteristics, types of adsorption, differences, and the factors affecting adsorption. Children, keep revising the lesson and take up the test. Don't waste time. Thank you, children.